And a good afternoon, everybody. This is indeed the Michael K. Show. We thank you for joining us on this Thursday, March 12th, 2026. It's me and you for two. Those are the rules of engagement. It's the fastest 2 hours in sports talk radio. Might be the fastest 2 hours in the world. And we've got a lot of things to hit on today, and we are going to hit on all of them. And once again, we'll start one more time with the New York Knicks' performance against the Utah Jazz. It shouldn't be that tough. It just shouldn't be that tough. They came out and they looked terrible in the first quarter, trailing at the half. They yelled at each other at halftime in the locker room, and they came out and they played better, and they beat Utah 134-117. But when you saw that first quarter, they gave up 41 points in the first quarter, and they were trailing by 15. And they could not defend the three. Again, they looked disinterested, and they looked a step slow. And I don't understand the disinterest in them because of the fact that they just lost to both L.A. teams. Embarrassed by the Lakers, embarrassed by the Clippers. Then you go to Utah. This is a gimme. This is a team that doesn't want to win. That doesn't want to win. And they score 41 points in the first quarter. If you listen to Mike Breen on the MSG broadcast, he said this might be one of the worst quarters the Knicks have played all year. And he's right. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But they did get the win. This is the beginning. Yesterday was the beginning of 7 games where they're playing teams with a 31% win percentage. This is when you get fat, man. This is when you put numbers on the board, try to climb up that ladder, maybe move into the second seed. If Detroit continues to lose, although they beat up on the Nets the other day, then maybe you could even make a run at that. These are 7 games that you have to win. You should not struggle this much. Maybe they'll wake up when the playoffs start, maybe. But no promises. And once again, Mikal Bridges was awful. 5 points. He played 27 minutes. And this is a guy who's been struggling now for a while. Since the All-Star break, he is averaging 11.4 points per game. Before the All-Star break, he was at 15.9. Before the All-Star break, he was shooting 50.4% from the field, 38.6 from three. Now, after the All-Star break, he's shooting 43.2% from the field and 34.1 from three. And when asked after the game what's wrong, he said, I don't know. That's a really bad answer. I've told you this story before. I mean, if you've been listening to me for 25 years, you're going to hear some of the stories again. But when George Steinbrenner fired Bucky Dent, the thing that bothered him the most was when the Yankees were losing, and it really wasn't Bucky's fault. It was a bad team. And I was a writer then. I got him on the phone. And I said, well, why'd you fire him? He said, well, on the post-game show, all he ever kept saying was, when people would ask him what's going on, I don't know. Geez, oh, Pete, I don't know. He said, no leader should ever say, I don't know. Even if you don't know, figure it out. Now, I'm not saying that Mikal Bridges is a leader on the Knicks, but for him to just come out and say, I don't know, wow, that's pretty tough. So he doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't know why he's struggling this way. So you're removing a guy who is part of the starting five. He played just 29 minutes yesterday, 27 minutes. 27 minutes. That's why Jordan Clarkson was able to get in there. 27 points from him, 10 for 15 from the field. And it was a nice move, I thought, by Mike Brown to come out and say, let's play Clarkson today simply because of the fact this is, he enjoyed some of his best years in Utah. But then Brown gave credit to Mo Cheeks, who said maybe we should give a run to Jordan Clarkson. And Clarkson paid off, and that's one of the reasons that they were able to win. But it's just hard to decipher what this Knicks team is about. I keep saying the same thing. I don't know if you all feel the same way. I don't know who they are. I don't know how far they'll go. And I'll repeat what I've been saying for the last couple of days. If they win the NBA title, would I be shocked? No. If they lose in the first or second round, would I be shocked? No. But just watching them play of late, I've got to be honest. And you guys know I want the Knicks to do well. Been a fan since I was a kid. I think it's more likely they lose in the first or second round than it is that they win the NBA Finals. There's just too much inconsistency. I don't know what team is going to show up. I mean, watching that first quarter yesterday, you're just pulling your hair out. You go, why are they playing like this? Now, you lose to the Lakers at Crypto Arena. Oh, okay, the Lakers are pretty good. You lose to the Clippers. That's not great, but, you know, they have an all-time great player in Kawhi Leonard on the team. But you can't struggle like that against Utah. And you can say, well, Michael, they didn't struggle. They won by 17 points. If you watch the game, you know they struggled. They were a different team in the second half. Why would you come out flat? Why? Are you resting on your laurels? They have no right to rest on their laurels. They're not good enough. They haven't played well enough. Rest on your laurels. You got to be kidding me. Be better. Be better. You're in the middle of 7 games now, 1 game into 7 games, where you have to tattoo the opponent. No losses. Win. Build up wins. Put them in the tank. And then move on from there. You want to go into the postseason at least feeling good about things, not uncertain about which team is going to show up. They're not good enough to coast. They're a really good team, but they're not an overpowering great team where they could just coast because, you know, that's just the way it is. You know, we'll get to where we want to go. Do you think they really feel that way? Do you think they really feel that comfortable? Now, I know that Josh Hart didn't play yesterday. His back is, I think his knee is barking a little bit now. And I know he's an energy guy for them. Still no excuse. It's the Utah Jazz. They've been fined $500,000. $500,000 for losing on purpose, for not playing their best players in the fourth quarter. And you come out and look like that? Not good. Not good at all. 1-800-919-3776. Let's move to the WBC. I wonder, maybe you could help me out. Who was happier with Italy's win over Mexico? Was it Mark DeRosa, who mishandled the game against Italy, thinking that, you know what, we got it in the bag, we're good? Then said he misspoke. I don't know about that, but anyway, was it him? Was it the entire USA team who put together a really, really good team, and then they wouldn't even have made the quarterfinals? Was it Fox? Because the USA-Mexico game actually drew over 5 million people watching that game. I didn't see the numbers yet for USA-Italy, but it has captured the imagination of people in this country, the WBC. You know Fox wants the USA to get out of that Pool B, and they did. And then it's got to be MLB. MLB has built something that could really be good for this sport. It's 20 years now. You can see the players love it. The fans seem to be engaged. They love it as well. Who do you think was happier? I'll give you it in order. I'd say Mark DeRosa is number 1. I think Fox is number 2. I think the rest of the USA players number 3, and then MLB is number 4. Because MLB would tell you, you know, we've built a really strong tournament no matter who's in it, whether it's the Dominican Republic or Japan. People are still going to be engaged and watch because there's still major league players that are playing in those games. So congratulations to the USA, because once Italy scored 6 runs, they jumped out early, they were in. The United States was in. Even if Italy came back. Now, the only way that could have gotten screwed up was if it was extra innings. I mean, you have to be an absolute major in calculus to figure out how the tiebreakers work. But if it had gone 15 innings or something like that, and Mexico came back and scored a number of runs, then the United States wouldn't have got in. But that wasn't going to happen. There's not enough pitchers to go 15 innings anyway. And the bottom line is, once Italy won, that relieved a lot of the pressure. So once they got over 6, even if they lost, if both teams were over 5 runs, then the United States had the tiebreaker, and that's how they get in. So it's going to be Italy against Puerto Rico on Saturday, and USA is going to face Canada on Friday. 1-800-919-3776. That's the number. One other baseball note. This is kind of stunning to me. I don't know if you guys actually saw this, but it jumped out at me. I can't even believe this number. But an Aaron Judge card, I'm going to get the exact story. It's in The Athletic. An Aaron Judge card sold for $5.2 million. $5.2 million. And the card was a 1-of-1 Bowman Chrome draft pick autograph superfractor card. 1-of-1. $5.2 million. It's the highest modern sale for a modern baseball card. Now, this same card sold in May of 2022 for $324,000. So the person who bought it just turned $324,000 into $5.2 million. Here's something that's interesting as well. You know, you see these outrageous sums of money that people are paying for cards, right? And you go, well, how does that make sense? Well, I'm going to tell you how it makes sense. Here's how it makes sense. I was told the other day that investing in a card, right, gives you a better return than putting your money in the S&P 500. Think about that. So here are the top 10 sports card sales of all time. So there was a 2007-2008 Upper Deck Exquisite Michael Jordan Kobe Bryant dual NBA logo man patch autograph, 1-of-1 PSA 6 card. That got $12.9 million. 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle got $12.6. A 2006-2007 Upper Deck Exquisite Michael Jordan LeBron James dual NBA logo man patch, that went for $10 million. So those are the top 3 right there. But in terms of baseball and modern baseball, this one blows everybody away. $5.2 million. The previous record was 2009, a Mike Trout card, $3.84 million. And an Ohtani card in December was sold for $3 million. So I guess what the investors are looking at is, well, Judge is going to go to the Hall of Fame. He holds the American League record for home runs in a season. He's probably going to hit 500 home runs. He's won 3 MVPs, might have 1 or 2 more in him. So this is an all-time great. And I've got this 1-of-1 card. Just amazing. $5.2 million. Talk about disposable income. 1-800-919-3776. A lot of things to hit on. We'll get to all of it. Now I want to get to you. Let's start it off with Peter in Wantagh. What's up, Peter?
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Pete.
How are you today?
I'm great. You?
Awesome. Great, thank you. Yeah, there's a way also that if I buy a card at that value and then the appraisal just keeps going up, it's kind of a way I can shield capital gain and I can put it into a trust. So there are a few underlying issues in the art world and the card world where, yes, it's a good investment. He's my favorite player, well, current player. But there's also some other ways to move money around with a deal like that.
All right. Now you're talking to a financial idiot. So explain what you mean by that, move money around. Let's get into the weeds.
It's an old thing you do with art. I buy a piece of art for $1 million, and then I might know some appraisers or someone that can even give it a higher appraisal as they could with this card. Now I borrow against that, and I use that money tax-free.
Oh,
okay. Because I've just spent X amount of money So I don't have to pay any tax
But
on
why
that,
would
but then I borrow against
again,
it.
Peter? Why would it be appraised higher? Hasn't it been appraised already?
Even at the $5 million, it's fine because, or the 1.5, whatever the price is.
Right.
That's an expenditure, so I don't pay taxes on what I spend out. But when I borrow against it or use that money, I can use it tax-free.
Interesting. So do you believe, you sound like you know what you're talking about. Do you believe these are good investments, though?
I wish I had that kind of money, Michael, but I don't. But I know so in certain circles.
But do you believe it's a good investment? Do you believe the thing that somebody told me that it's better investment than investing in the S&P 500?
Well, historically, I mean, fine wines, collectibles have held value for that very reason because I can sink a lot of money into it. I can borrow against it, and it can help me with capital gains. And they have held up really well. I mean, baseball cards, you've seen the Mantle rookie. I've been collecting since I was 12. I'm 50. I have some nice cards and stuff, and they've held up well. And it's fun. You know, it's a really fun hobby you can do with your kids or friends.
Well, thank you for the phone call. Very illuminating. I'm not, I don't collect those things. I just don't. But when you see a number like that, so in essentially 4 years, somebody turned $324,000 into $5.2 million, and according to Peter, could be borrowing against it and eliminating capital gains on other things. Pretty amazing stuff. Sean in Orlando. Sean, what's up?
Hey, Michael, how's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. I'm just calling about the WBC because, one, I love it because, to me, it helps spring training move further along. But I feel like the World Baseball Classic needs USA and DR to both win their matchups because could you imagine the viewership Sunday night with Paul Skeens lined up to face DR with a 90-pitch count?
That would be amazing. I'm sure that's what Fox and Major League Baseball is rooting for as well. I mean, and all the great players on the Dominican Republic team, and we know the great players on the USA team. One of the things that there's a lot of storylines that have come out of the WBC. Tarek Skubal's decision to leave the team because he wanted to start on opening day for the Tigers and stay on his schedule, which caused a lot of uproar on social media, questioning his patriotism, which I think is nonsense, absolute nonsense. But the other storyline is Cal Raleigh, right? Not shaking the hand of his teammate Randy Arozarena. So Dan Wilson, the manager of the Mariners, has said, I'll talk to him, but it's not going to be an issue. And everybody said, well, when you're playing against a guy, you can't, you got to be locked in. And Cal Raleigh, you got to be locked in. But if you watched the Dominican Republic Venezuela game, right? Before the game, Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr. are chopping it up in the outfield, laughing, trying to pull each other's hat off. So they could do that, still be top flight, great players, but Cal Raleigh could not fist bump his teammate. His teammate. I mean, it's not like Acuna is on the Mets. Acuna's on the Braves and Soto's on the Mets, and they still found, I guess the intestinal fortitude and the ability to focus and still have fun and still actually be friends. But you can't do that with there's no way anybody, and a lot of people push back when I said this the other day. There's no one, anybody could convince me that was the right thing, that was the absolute right thing for Cal Raleigh to do. I think it was the absolute wrong thing. There's going to have long-term ramifications. Who knows? Who knows? It doesn't sound like Arozarena was that happy about it. But, you can have players in the same room hate each other's guts. But isn't it better that you like each other? Because you're going to spend more time with them over the next 6 months than you will with your own family. The whole thing, I'm going to try to get to the bottom of it. There's got to be a story within the story. Because it makes no sense what Raleigh did. None. Bruce in Flushing checking in. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, Mike. I know they want him in the starting rotation, but to me, there is no doubt in my mind that Carlos Lorraine will be working out of the bullpen by August or September. And I know when Jim Cott used to say there's nothing wrong with a starting pitcher breaking into the majors out of the bullpen. And to me, he's a perfect setup guy to bed near as the closer. Want to get your take on that?
Well, they want to keep him as a starter, which is what Aaron Boone said. He does a lot of his stuff would translate to pitching well out of the bullpen. He throws 102 miles an hour, which is dynamic. And as I said, I've said this a lot of late, Bruce. If you see Elmer Rodriguez or if you see LeGrande in the big leagues this year, something went wrong. Something didn't go right in the bullpen if they feel they have to bring up LeGrande. And that's how Schlittler got his shot last year. Something went wrong. They didn't have enough starters. And Clark Schmidt got hurt. So, boom, he got his chance and he ran with it. I think they'd like to keep LeGrande as a starter, but that even if they use him in relief, right? If they use him in relief, that doesn't mean that he can't start in his career. He could just finish off this season. You know, if you bring him in at the end of the year and have him pitch innings out of the bullpen, that keeps his innings under control too. But the Yankees have themselves quite the prospect. Pretty amazing. I mean, a lot of people complain, oh, the Yankee farm system doesn't they produce pitching. I'll tell you that. They produce pitching. That's exactly what happens. And they produced Clark Schmidt. They produced Schlittler. They produced Luis Heel. That's big time to produce that sort of talent. And now you got Elmer Rodriguez and Carlos LeGrande. That's big time capital for the Yankees to have, either for themselves or to move them in a big trade. It's extraordinary what they've done. Let's go to Jonathan in L.A. Jonathan is my announcer at the scene of the WBC, right? What do you have, Jonathan?
Hi, Michael.
Hi,
yes,
Jonathan.
sir. I actually went to the WBC game on Monday, Michael. I made up my mind, like, you know what, let's just go to the Mexico-United States game. I was supposed to go tomorrow. And let me tell you something, Kay. You should know by now, though. Aaron Judge is such a great guy. Every time, after every inning, after he tosses a ball, he went up to a child and gave him a ball. It doesn't matter if he had a Mexican jersey or not. He always greets the fans. Great guy. Even Astro fans, the guy, man, we're so lucky to have him with the Yankees, seriously. And the vibe, everything was great right there. Totally, I've been to the World Series game 2 years ago. It's different. It's a different culture. It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. World Series is more you get more nervous, but this is just more. Look at the Dominican game yesterday. It was just crazy. It was a crazy game. And let me tell you something, Michael. We were actually staying at the same hotel where the Mexican team was staying at. And let me tell you, when you say those boys get a day off the next day, oh, do they get a night off too? Woo, boy, we took pictures with Oliver Perez, with the coach, Benji Hill. And let me tell you, cups were getting passed around, beers are getting passed around. Great. It was a great vibe, great everything. Michael, really quick, my question, who do you see as favorite right now? Do you still think U.S. could take it off?
Well, they can. I think the three best teams remaining: Japan, the Dominican Republic, and the USA. It worries me with the USA when it comes to pitching. It really does. I mean, because this an hour ago it was. And thank you for your correspondence at the WBC, Jonathan. The Mets took Clay Holmes back off the Team USA because Mark DeRosa could not guarantee a workload. And they've got to get Clay Holmes ready to start the season as a starter. And when he pitched for Team USA, he was unbelievable. His stuff was electric. He looked outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And they took him back. So that's one big arm gone. So Paul Skeens, he could pitch against the Dominican Republic, but he's not going to pitch the championship game if the United States gets there. That's going to be Nolan McLean, who struggled a little bit in his first start. And that's a lot to ask a young kid with, 8 starts in the big leagues under his belt? That's a lot to ask. It's just hard to get the best pitchers, the best starting pitchers on the mound because they don't want to get hurt. Their teams don't want them to get hurt, and they have to get ready for the season as well. That's why I like the WBC. I keep telling you I do. The players love it. This is not the perfect time for it. It's just not. Hey, FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. From now till that final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. Build a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout, or try live betting and jump in after tip-off. Best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 plus, physically present in New York, opt-in required, bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
65 or sooner. That's the slogan. 65 or sooner.
You have put the official Dave Rothenberg guarantee on the Giants will win a Super Bowl.
It's not a guarantee.
Of course it's a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee. It's what I expect to happen.
I can't buy into it anymore. If there's no guarantee involved with this, it's
I don't
the
need you
dumbest
to
thing
stand
ever.
on business.
Yeah, 65 or sooner?
Question mark?
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I'm embarrassed for you right now.
Okay.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. This ain't optimum 5, but price is still alive. 25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Get Optimum famously fast fiber internet. Optimum.com/25 for 5. Or call 8884-OPTIMUM. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Tax season savings at PC Richard & Son. Up to 35% off select categories with an extra 8.875% off hundreds of items store-wide.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
If you could put together a team that you're proud of, a team that's going out there and winning games and competing and moving in the right direction, that is going to help you get out of whatever the heck you're in, which is nowhere. You tell me where Muji has shown you he can't do this job. Maybe he hasn't been a home run, but has showed me they've got competent leadership. And that's something this Jet organization hasn't been able to show you in 2 decades.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
March is here and the madness is underway. Schweppes offers above-the-rim refreshment and is proud to sponsor the Big East Conference. Take a break from the action with a Schweppes seltzer. Enjoy 7 refreshing flavors such as black cherry, lemon lime, cranberry lime, and strawberry mango. Each Schweppes seltzer flavor provides a perfect touch for any occasion. Schweppes, a sparkling tradition since 1783 and the perfect way to elevate your everyday refreshment. Stop by your local food bazaar to get your favorite Schweppes seltzer for a slam dunk experience.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering 25% off windows and doors or 0% APR for 72 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends March 31st, 2026.
Well, Game Time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. If you guys want it's Game Time, it's Tully time. St. John's Red Storm currently playing Providence at Madison Square Garden, and they're up 59-46 with 13 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So 59-46, they're up by 13 points, 13 minutes remaining in the second quarter, 2 minutes remaining in the Atlantic 10 opening round. George Washington is leading Fordham 61-57. Yankees playing the Tigers, home run by Dominguez early in the game, and the Mets are playing the Cardinals in spring training action. 7 p.m., the Devils host the Flames at the Prudential Center. I assume that Don's on that call, that it's not a national game. 7:30, the Nets are in Atlanta to play the Hawks. What a magical city Atlanta is. That'll be on Yes. 8 p.m., Rangers are in Winnipeg to play the Jets. Coverage begins at 7:30 right here on ESPN New York. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glass up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Before I get back to your calls, I got to tell you, did I say second quarter? Second half. I think I said second quarter with St. John's. Obviously, there's no quarter. Second half. So I flew down to Tampa today, and I saw something that I've never seen before, and it confused me. And I the entire flight, I'm thinking, what would I have done? So I'm behind this guy at the security, right? And I guess the TSA guy says to this guy, says something to him. And the guy goes, what? Right? Just like that. Not rudely, just said, what? The TSA guy goes, it's not what. It's excuse me. What? You're the grammar police now? You're the polite police? Check to see if somebody has a gun. You don't have to tell people how to talk. I would have been hard-pressed not to say something back. Who do you think you are? Telling me to say, excuse me. You're not my father and mother. The guy said what? He didn't say what. He said what? And the guy said, the phrase is excuse me. Now go to the back of the line. Amazing. Amazing. Talk about a power surge. Wow. 1-800-919-3776. I'm absolutely amazed at the people that are out there that support what Cal Raleigh did. So Raleigh talked about it and said that his responsibility are to his teammates and country to stay focused and locked in. Now, I'm going to call BS on that. Don't you think that this was affecting your focus more than just quickly giving him a fist bump? Explaining to him, I said, and getting your teammate that you're going to spend 6 months with unhappy. You can't be focused. Juan Soto has a great time before the game, and he plays his butt off. Doesn't seem like he has an issue at all. I mean, that's a Cal Raleigh issue. It really is. So Raleigh talked to Daniel Kramer, who covers the Mariners for MLB.com, and he said, I hate that this is a thing. I really don't think it's a big deal, a big story. It shouldn't be a thing. I love Randy. I have all the respect for him and Team Mexico. You made it a thing. The whole world is watching. The cameras are on you, and that's what you do? All you had to do was give him a fist bump, touch elbows, whatever the case may be, or talk to him before the game and say, don't shake my hand. I don't want it to look bad. People are bringing up Kobe running through POW in the Olympics. Listen, if you've got to go up and in and have chin music, if you're Cal Raleigh, you've got to have chin music to get Arozarena out. That's what you should do. That's what Kobe did during the game. You think that he ignored or dissed Pau Gasol before the Olympics began? Before the game began? Once the game starts, you're not teammates with him with the Mariners, but to pull a stunt like that, it's such a bad look. We're all talking about it now for no reason. You could not stay focused by giving a dap to your teammate. You're going to be on Team USA at most for 2 weeks. You're going to be with Randy Arozarena for 6 months. And this is where you make your stand. This is the hill that you want to die on. Weird look, man. Really weird look. I don't get it. I don't get it. Ralph in West Palm Beach. What, Ralph?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great. I've been enjoying the WBC so far. Every game has just been a nail-biter. But I have a question about yesterday's Italy versus Mexico game.
Okay.
So I got into work yesterday, and one of my coworkers, he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, don't you think it would be interesting if Mexico and Italy came up to some sort of agreement where they'd let Mexico win like 3-2 just to knock the U.S. out?" And I eventually ended up winning the argument because I said, "There's no way, because you don't do stuff like that in sports. You play to win." What's your take on something like that?
Well, it's funny, Ralph. I thought about it. I never thought that they would, fix it, so to speak, before the game. It's hard to do that in baseball anyway. A ball gets away, a ball gets dropped, and the best laid plans of mice and men sometimes go awry. So I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but they both would have gotten in. If Italy won 4-3, they both would have gotten in. If Mexico had won 4-3, they both would have gotten in. That's all there is to it. So, the United States, they weren't rooting for that. They weren't rooting for that to happen. They wanted a lot of runs scored, and they got it right away. Mexico was devastated because Mexico wanted to play the United States again. The first game was so good. Let's go to Billy in the truck. Billy.
Hey, Mike, I really appreciate you taking the call.
You got it.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't the classiest thing to do, but if Kobe can run through Paul Gasol's chest and, he's got the Mamba mentality and all this and that was, actually putting someone in hard, he ran through him like Ray Lewis. So, wasn't
but that was in the game, though, Bill. That was in the game. I agree. That if Cal Raleigh, if Randy Arozarena,
that was in the game too. He was going up to bat, wasn't he? It was right before he was. It was right before he was right at the plate.
But it wasn't the game. There was not a pitch being delivered. So if Randy Arozarena, Billy, wanted to run over Cal Raleigh, if they still allowed catching collisions, I'd be fine with it. I mean, you're playing for your team. Randy Arozarena is playing for Mexico, and he wants to win. And if Cal Raleigh wants to pitch up and into Randy Arozarena, that's cool. The game's not going on at that point. The ball's not in play is what I'm saying. The ball's not in play. You mean that you would not be able to lock in if you were Cal Raleigh? All these people, all of you people that think it's cool, that what he did. I don't know if you're a Met fan or if you're a Yankee fan, right? Let's say if you're a Yankee fan and Judge comes up and tries to shake Austin Wells' hand, who plays for the Dominican Republic, and Austin Wells blew him off. I mean, Austin Wells would be ostracized to do that to that Aaron Judge. Or if there was a Met catcher and Juan Soto came up and Juan Soto, touched him on the shin guard, something like that with the bat, and the guy moved the bat off the shin guard. I mean, we'd be going nuts. The only reason that you're even taking this side is because you don't have any skin in the game when it comes to Raleigh and Arozarena. Think. As much as we love the WBC, it is an exhibition. And you get paid by Seattle. You're trying to win a pennant and then a World Series. And this is a guy that's going to help you do it. And you disrespect him. And forget about what Michael Kay's saying. Please, forget about what I'm saying. Arozarena is ticked off. So doesn't that tell you something? So Arozarena could shake hands with Raleigh and still be locked in. But Raleigh, God forbid he shook hands with his teammate. He wouldn't be able to lock in for himself and for the country? Stop yourself. You're taking things way, way too out of control. Way too out of control. Steve in New Fairfield. Steve.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I thought the thing with Raleigh was kind of ridiculous as well. I mean, you could shake someone's hand and then try to beat them into the ground.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if you've noticed this. This is something, it doesn't keep me up at night, but I've noticed this is the trend now, and I love the Knicks. I'm a huge Brunson fan. You notice now, and it's a contradiction to kind of how things are, where after games, everybody's best friends swap jerseys.
Yeah.
But have you noticed where they can't help each other up? Someone will go help Brunson up. No. The Brunson, you can't accept the other team a hard foul on the floor. You cannot accept the other team helping you up. Even in college now, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. It just seems stupid.
Well, that I don't have a problem with. In the heat of battle, I mean, you don't want him to think, if you run him over, right? There was a hard foul yesterday where a guy ran into the back. They changed it to a flagrant of Brunson, and Brunson was ticked off. He was ticked off, and he shot a look. I forget the guy's name on Utah. He didn't like it. So the only guy who's supposed to help you out was your teammates. That's all there is to it. I actually do not like when there's a love fest after the game. And I know that old-time baseball players, they don't like talking behind the cage before a game. And I understand all that. The thing that makes the Raleigh and Arozarena thing different, they're teammates. So if it was somebody else that came up and wanted to shake Cal Raleigh's hand from Team Mexico, and he said no, I guess I understand it. This guy you're going to spend so much time with. It doesn't make sense to me. I know I'm not the brightest light in the chandelier, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Nobody can explain it to me. Nobody can rationalize it. I don't get it. It's silly. ESPN New York is taking over Calandra's Italian Village. That's in Caldwell, New Jersey, on Wednesday, March 18th. Join Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live starting at 3 p.m. with a special happy hour that you don't want to miss. Come hang out, talk sports, and get ready for a huge night on the ice. Then stick around for the Rangers and Devils watch party with a 7 p.m. puck drop. Big screens, great food, unbeatable atmosphere, and the best fans in hockey, all under one roof. Reservations are recommended. To book your table, call 973-226-8889. See Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live at Calandra's Italian Village in Caldwell, New Jersey. Wednesday, March 18th, starting at 3 p.m. More of your phone calls. Also, an interesting comment by Wink Martindale, who was up for the defensive coordinator spot with the New York Jets. It kind of makes you scratch your head what he said, and we'll talk about it in just a moment right here on the K Show, rolling till 3 on ESPN New York.
Become a Yankees Universe Fan Club member today. The Rookie and Explorer packages are now available. All Yankees Universe members receive a membership card, 2 tickets to a 2026 Yankees home game, access to a members-only website, and MLB audio at bat. Plus, Rookie members get an official New York Yankees t-shirt. A portion of all proceeds benefits pediatric cancer research at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Join Yankees Universe today at yankees.com/universe.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Attention New York Verizon mobile customers. Score a massive win with award-winning Fios Home Internet for an incredible $20 a month guaranteed for 3 years. Switch today for savings you can count on. Call 1-800-VERIZON now. For new Fios customers with AutoPay, mobile and home discount enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies to the Fios-based monthly rate only. Additional terms apply.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Smalls here. Did you know there are many ways to do your taxes with H&R Block? You can go to a local office and get expert help in person, or you can choose virtual tax prep and get expert help without leaving home. Or you can even do them yourself online with live human help standing by. Whatever you choose, you can file with confidence, having H&R Block's 70-plus years of tax expertise in your corner. Switch today and file your way at hrblock.com.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right, pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg is live from the Big East Tournament presented by Schweppes, Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, and Samuel Adams. Join DHR broadcasting live from the Irish Exit inside Moynihan Train Hall for a Big East extravaganza. Big East legends Charles Smith and Walter Berry will join us on site as we break down the action and relive the glory days. All courtesy of Schweppes. Stop by beginning at 3 p.m. Enter to win great prizes and make the Irish Exit your headquarters when the Big East takes center stage. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Teas available at Bourbon and Branch and Taylor Pub. Must be 21 or older to purchase. Please drink responsibly.
I'm just thinking this through as I'm sitting here during the commercial. Derek Jeter, right? Pretty good player, right? Got into the Hall of Fame, right? Only one voter voted against him. So near unanimous. When he would come up in the first inning, he would always tip his, touch the bill of his cap toward the other dugout and toward the catcher. Somehow he kept focus. It's amazing. Somehow he kept focus. But Cal Raleigh, nope. So Mark DeRosa, with the USA still alive, is reiterating, according to Bob Nightingale of USA Today, that he misspoke on TV, but certainly knew that they had to beat Team Italy to clinch a quarterfinal berth. Listen, again, I keep saying this. I like Mark DeRosa. He seems like a straight shooter guy. But then why'd you play the lineup that you played? Why did Bryce Harper not start? Why did Bregman not start? If you knew you had to win the game, why wasn't your best player? Why did Byron Buxton not start? And I know that Pete Crow Armstrong, who played center field, hit 2 home runs. I get it. But really, you would have put your best lineup out there if you knew you had to win. And also, the place that you work for, MLB Network, they knew that something was off because they pulled that clip. Now, you're saying you misspoke or were you misinformed? I'm not sure. He also revealed that Clayton Kershaw is going to be removed from the U.S. roster after the quarterfinal, meaning that Friday's game against Canada will be his final day on the active roster. Now, I haven't really talked about this that much, but I've given it a lot of thought. Clayton Kershaw had the perfect ending to his career. The perfect ending. On a World Series winning team, he came in and got a big out in the World Series, and he's not preparing to pitch this season because he's retired, but decided to join Team USA. Now, maybe they said, listen, it's just ceremonial, we're not going to put you in, but wouldn't it have been better to end a World Series champion where you actually contributed? Now, he might have gotten into the game the other day that the U.S. lost to Italy, and that might have gotten ugly. I don't want to see Clayton Kershaw come in and get hammered. I just don't want to see it. He deserves to go out on a high note, and the World Series is a high note. It really, really surprised me that he decided to be part of this team. He wasn't able to in the past because they couldn't get insurance or all the injuries that he's had, but he wanted to play. But did he really play? He put the uniform on, but did he really play? Hey, get ready. New York soccer fans. New York City FC is back at Yankee Stadium for a massive showdown against Inter Miami. That'll be on Sunday, March 22nd, with kickoff set for 1 p.m. Now, you don't want to miss this huge matchup. Be there when the boys in blue take the field against Miami. For your chance to be there in person, enter now at espnnewyork.com or through the ESPN New York app. Tickets are available now at ticketmaster.com/NYCFC. Let's go to Joe in the Bronx. Joe, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Michael? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it. What's up?
So, I don't know. Maybe you can help me out. I'm a little confused on how MLB ranks their prospects. Because I saw, after obviously Legrane's great performance yesterday, that he's ranked as the 79th best prospect at MLB. You're telling me there's 78 prospects in the MLB that are better than 103 mile per hour throwing nasty sliders, fastballs. I don't get it. I think, in my opinion, I think his floor is Dellin Betances. No disrespect to Dellin Betances. I just think that's how great he's going to be. I just don't get how they rank their prospects when it comes to things like that.
Well, there's different prospect rankings. So The Athletic has it, Baseball America has it, MLB.com does it as well. But I think we all get seduced by the 103. But he also has had struggles with his command. So just because you're the 77th or 78th prospect doesn't mean that the guys in front of you are going to make it before you or make it bigger. They look at everything. They look at everything that you've done in the minor leagues. So he has had some trouble throwing strikes. That's been the last piece of the puzzle. And, was Schlittler highly ranked? I wouldn't really get too down about that or feel that, that they're disrespecting him. I think they're looking at a body of work, and the people in front of him they think might even be closer to making the big leagues or might have more of an upside. But I wouldn't freak out about it. Every publication or website, they have different ways to rank things. Let's go to Frank in Syosset. Frank. Hello, Frank. Frank once.
Yeah,
what's
Mike.
going on?
Mike, I had a question for you about the Yankee lineup. They got 6 lefty bats in it and 3 righties. Do you feel they could use another righty bat?
I've thought about it, but where would you put that righty bat? I mean, I guess the perfect situation would be to get a righty third baseman, but you've got Ryan McMahon, who's great defensively. I don't know where you get that. Where would you put that righty bat?
I don't know. I have Caballero leading off, Rice second, Judge third, Bellinger fourth, Stanton fifth, Grisham 6, Chisholm 7, Wells 8, McMahon 9. Some people say Grisham should lead off. He's a lefty bat. Caballero's a righty bat. You can move him down to the 7 to the 6 spot where Grisham is, where I had him. I mean, that's my makeshift Yankee lineup. But I just think against lefty pitching, Mike, they might do better with another righty bat to counter the lefty pitching they come up against.
In a perfect world, there'd be more righty bats, but remember, that's why they got Rosario and Caballero at the end of last year to give Boone more options coming off the bench right-handed. The Yankee left-handers actually hit lefties pretty well. I mean, you look at the numbers that Bellinger has. He hits lefties at an over 300 clip. Ben Rice, hard hit contact against left-handers. Yeah, perfect world, 5-4, something like that. So they're 6-3. And, I don't think they're going to lead off Caballero. I think they're going to lead off Grisham. They love Grisham leading off. They think that that's the spot for him. They feel they could take a quick 1-0 lead. And, he doesn't steal bases the way he used to when he was San Diego. And last year he was kind of hampered by a bad hamstring. But, also you don't make him the leadoff guy because in all likelihood in May it's going to be Volpe back playing shortstop. That's just, I know that a lot of people rolling their eyes right now, but that's the way it's going to work. Hey, get ready for Pickleball Madness. Friday, March 20th, ESPN New York is taking over Pickleball Heaven in Medford, New York. Catch a live broadcast of DiPietro and Rothenberg starting at 6 a.m. Then stick around for our social ladder pickleball tournament. They'll crown the champions, then roll right into a college hoops watch party to cap off the day. The tournament is officially sold out. Amazing, all right? But the event is open to the public. So come down, enjoy the action, and be part of Pickleball Madness. Brought to you by Pickleball Heaven, the new standard of indoor pickleball. By the way, we should be sending out love and kisses to Dave Rothenberg. It's his birthday today. It's also Steve Levy's birthday. It's also Darryl Strawberry's birthday. Big birthday day. Let's go to Hayden in Connecticut. Hayden.
Yeah, hi. How you doing today, Michael? Thanks for taking the call.
How you doing?
I just wanted to make a point about the Raleigh thing, and personally, I don't have too much of a problem with it. I mean, sure, would they have killed him, give him a little fist bump, but my point is you go back, watch those 03, 04 Yankee rivalries, stuff like that. There was no love lost. You never saw Jorge Posada and Jason Varitek dapping it up when they went into the box. To me, it's just you're in that competitive mode in between those lines. It's hard to really leave that. At that moment, Cal Raleigh and Arozarena aren't teammates. They have a few weeks till they're in Seattle together. Right now, I actually think that what Randy could have done if he was pissed, hit a home run, and then when he goes to home plate, stomp on the base. He has every right to do that and shove it in Raleigh's face. But I personally think that that's kind of part of what makes sports so great, the competitiveness. I think there's too much friendship in sports.
Well, I mean, I think you're right, but I think the variable in this, the caveat in this, is that they're teammates, that they have to spend the next 6 months every day together. They're teammates. You're talking about Varitek and Posada. They were opponents. They're opponents. They hated each other. Do you hate Arozarena? And again, it doesn't matter what I say. Arozarena is ticked off. He said it publicly how angry he is. As a teammate, he feels disrespected. So is Raleigh more a Team USA guy than a Seattle Mariner? And again, I never played at any high level, ever. But when you say, I've got to lock in for my team and for my country, first of all, it's not the military. You're not locking in for your country. Nobody's going to be killed in this. I understand you want to represent your country in the right way, but you also want to represent the team that pays you in the right way too. Be very interesting to see how Dan Wilson handles this, the manager of Seattle, when they both get back to camp. And if it's smoothed over easily. Because unless Arozarena was doing a wrestling bit, he seemed really, really upset. And he seemed like he would not be able to get over it in a hurry. Interesting comments by Wink Martindale on a podcast. And kind of exposes something that some of us thought, but it was actually refuted by the Jets. We'll talk about that in just a moment when we get back on the K Show, rolling till 3, right here on ESPN New York.
At PC Richard & Son, we don't just sell you a mattress. Our experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. Right now, get up to 35% off select mattresses and bedding. Plus, during our tax season savings event, get an extra 8.875% on hundreds of other items throughout the store. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's kind of our thing. At PC Richard & Son, service. It has a sound. Some exclusions apply. Free delivery on mattresses $399 and up. Excludes Manhattan.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson for 3. And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Right now, new FanDuel customers get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tourney long, from game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at bigger payouts. However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. So visit FanDuel.com/local to sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Must apply. Select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Another hour to go before we turn it over to Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Come to you live today from Tampa, Florida. Be doing the Saturday and Sunday games on Saturday, I'll be doing the game with Paul O'Neill and with Joe Girardi. And Sunday, I will be doing the game with David Cohn. So I'm excited about that. We'll be coming to you live from Steinbrenner Field. Today, Jasson Dominguez hit a leadoff home run, hit a home run against Justin Verlander. They're playing in Lakeland today. And if you remember, that was his first at-bat in the big leagues when Verlander was with the Astros, and Dominguez hit that home run. And then 8 games later, he had to have Tommy John surgery. He's always had things thrown up as impediments to him. You know, COVID knocked out a year of his progression as well, probably why he doesn't hit as well right-handed as he should, because he's a natural right-handed hitter. And he's had a very, very good spring, and he's making it really tough for the Yankees. But I will tell you this, I don't know how he makes the team. I just don't know. He's not proficient enough as a right-handed batter to play the role that Randall Grichuk is going to play. So I guess for his good, he's going to go down to AAA, and he's going to play every day. And then if there's an injury to a Bellinger or a Grisham, he gets the call, or Spencer Jones gets the call, and we'll get another opportunity. He has a great attitude about things. He's not a powder, comes in, works hard all the time. But it's been a rough go. This is the guy that the Yankees had great expectations for, and he's put up decent numbers. He hasn't put up otherworldly numbers, but he's put up decent numbers. And, Alex Verdugo ended up being an impediment to him. And then Grisham's big year last year pretty much robbed him of all of his time. And now if you look at the way the roster is set up, I don't see how he makes the team. I just don't. Judge in right, Grisham in center, Bellinger in left. Your backup outfielder is going to be Randall Grichuk. who hits lefties pretty well throughout his career, right-handed batter. Then coming off the bench, you can have probably J.C. Escara be the backup catcher because Ben Rice hasn't even caught yet in a game in spring training. You've got Paul Goldschmidt as the backup to Rice at first base. You've got Rosario coming off the bench, and before Anthony Volpe gets back, Caballero is going to be the shortstop. We'll see who they carry as the backup infielder. Is it going to be Cabrera? Is it going to be Schumann? We'll see. But they have a lot of decisions to make. And one decision I just have not been able to figure out is how Jasson Dominguez is going to end up sticking with the 2026 Yankees. Now, we told you about Wink Martindale, former Giant defensive coordinator with Michigan as well. And it comes down to this. He was interviewing for the Jets defensive coordinator job, and it looked like he was going to get it. Looks like that was going to be his job. And it didn't work out that way. And you wonder what happened. Was it because of the fact that Aaron Glenn said he's going to call the defensive plays, which is his quote-unquote superpower, and Wink Martindale wanted no part of that? Now, Aaron Glenn said that he told Wink that, and that Wink didn't have a problem with it. Well, Wink was on a podcast talking ball with Pat Leonard of the Daily News. Now, Aaron Glenn said all of the coaching changes, they were his decisions. All of the people that he hired, those were his decisions. Well, Wink Martindale says on Pat Leonard's podcast, this was taken out of Aaron Glenn's hands. We'll just leave it at that. That's not good. I mean, we all suspect that Woody Johnson, Don used to have fun with this phrase, had fat hands. Like he's going to get involved. And everybody fights against it, that he's not involved. Well, if it's not Aaron Glenn's call, if it's taken out of his hand, and Wink Martindale says he's friends with Aaron Glenn, and he likes Aaron Glenn. So I don't think he's going to go out of his way to make him look like a fool. But by saying that it was taken out of his hands, whose hands was it in? It can't be Darren Muji's hands. Darren Muji doesn't have enough of an NFL pedigree to overrule Aaron Glenn on who his assistant coach or whose coordinator is going to be. Had to be Woody Johnson. Had to be. Now, Aaron Glenn's probably going to deny it, but why would Wink Martindale make it up? Why would he make it up? He didn't want to go deep into it with Pat. He said, we'll leave it at that. But it was taken out of his hands, meaning Aaron Glenn's hands. Tough. Not good. Not good at all. Fordham ends up losing to George Washington. 66-62. Fordham scored 17 points in the first half. My school, man. I don't know if I'm going to be alive to see them in the NCAA tournament. How does LIU make it? How does Hofstra make it? How does Fordham never make it, ever? Maybe because I don't give NIL money. Maybe that's the reason. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They can't get out of their own way. The best years they had were the years that I was there with Tom Penders. I mean, obviously, you go back to, the Digger Phelps year when they were amazing. But, you look at the Digger Phelps year, it's almost 60 years ago. It's very depressing if you're a Fordham alum. The school is great at everything, great academically, and has never been able to find the right formula to make it work in men's college basketball. And you can't tell me that, it's not impossible. They're in New York City. They're in the greatest city in the world. They have an unbelievable alumni base. Why? Why does it not happen? And then even if you get a sniff that it might happen, that you got a coach that, it looks like he's good, somebody will take him. Somebody will end up taking him. St. John's wins its opener in the second round of the Big East tournament. They beat Providence 85-72. 85-72. 1-800-919-3776. Let's talk with you, man. And by the way, the Mets announced today that they are going to retire Carlos Beltran's number 15. So it's going to be a big year for Carlos as he goes into the Hall of Fame and gets his number 15 retired, and it'll be the 9th number retired by the Mets. It's amazing. Steve Cohen is making up for lost time. because the Wilpons did not retire numbers. They just didn't. And Steve Cohen's retiring them one after the other. Keith Hernandez, Darryl, Gooden, and I guess Piazza was retired when the Wilpons owned the team. But now, Carlos Beltran gets number 15 retired. Good for him. Good man. Also should get another chance at managing. I mean, he's the Met manager and never managed the game because of the Astros sign-stealing scandal. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Mike in Plattsburgh. Mike.
Hey, Mike. How you doing? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it. What's up, man?
Yeah, I want to touch on that Cal Raleigh thing. But before that, did you see the Clippers-Timberwolves game last night? They almost scored 300 points between them. It's like
I did not. I know the Timberwolves lost, right?
Yeah, they did, but it was like an NBA. Where was the defense? It was like an NBA All-Star game. It was like, man, that was. But the Cal Raleigh thing. Before I get off here, maybe the different take is I'm sure he's a good guy and everything like that. But you know, on the world stage, it's different than Soto in the outfield because they're on the same. They're both Dominican, but Mexico, USA, world stage. Maybe he just wanted to keep it competitive and not be lovey-dovey in front of the cameras.
No. They're not, but by the way, they're not both Dominican. Acuna's from Venezuela.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Other than that, maybe he didn't want to, want to make it like kissy in front of the cameras. They want to make it competitive so the world sees it's really tight and more ratings and more excitement. That's all I'm going to say, though. So keep an open mind.
I'll look at it this way, Mike. Nobody's asking him to tongue kiss at home plate. The guy was looking for a fist bump. And that's the hill that Cal Raleigh wanted to die on. Make it make sense. It doesn't to me. It doesn't to me. Let's go to Greg in the work truck. Greg.
Michael, my esteemed co-host, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, mostly spectacular. I have a concern about the Mets. Maybe you share this concern as well. You have basically a platoon with Beatty and Polanco at first base, as well as a possible DH. We don't see Vientos producing much, especially with Team Nicaragua. He's not a third baseman, and you made that point maybe a week or so ago that he's not playing first base, he's playing third base. My question is, if you're going to play Beatty every day, if you're going to play Polanco every day, with one eventually being the DH or first baseman, where does that leave Vientos? Just having him sit on the bench like Mauricio did last year? If you ask me, he's better off traded, even though you won't get much for him.
Well, I don't think, Greg, that it's going to be a straight platoon at first base. I think they're going to give Polanco the opportunity to win the everyday job, and they'll take it from there if he could play defensively. I mean, nobody doubts that Polanco can hit, but whether or not he could play first base, and then Beatty could see time in the outfield if Benj doesn't make it, although Benj has had an unbelievable spring, and he's going to force the Mets' hand. I mean, the Mets have options in right field, but when you're a highly touted guy, a first-round draft pick performs the way Benj has performed, it might be a smart idea to take him. I'm not sure if they're going to do that. So I think things still have to be played out. So you know that Bichette is at third, and then you know that Lindor's at second, and you got Simeon at first. First base is a little bit of a question mark. It's a little bit of a question mark. And you can't look at third base and say, well, that's a sure thing, too. You know what's a sure thing? Bichette can hit with anybody. Bat-to-ball skills that you kill for. But can he play third base? Remember, David Stearns talked about it was all about run prevention. First and third, it's not. They've improved up the middle quite a bit. Simeon's a very good second baseman. Luis Robert Jr. is an outstanding center fielder. So up the middle, you're good. But left field, you're not. Soto's not a great defender. Right field, I think Benj has a great arm. He used to pitch, too. So if he makes the team, I think they're okay in right field. But first and third, those are works in progress. You're trying to put the square peg into a round hole. These guys didn't play these positions. Let's go to Mateo in New Jersey. Mateo.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I don't think the Geno Smith signing was the way to go as far as veteran quarterback for the Jets. We've been there. We've done that. He's not going to light any excitement to the fan base. I want to win 7 or 8 games. I wanted a veteran to do so. I wanted to draft Todd Simpson, and I'm not so sure we made the right move with this. My daughter's absolutely sick about it.
Who did you want to sign? And they traded for him, but who did you want to get?
I'll even take Kirk Cousins. I would take Kirk Cousins.
He doesn't want to play.
Him.
His wife doesn't want to live in New York.
I mean, did he even experiment with the Malik Willis situation or even Kyler Murray? I would have taken Kyler Murray.
The interesting thing, though, okay, Malik Willis is finally getting an opportunity to be a starting quarterback. You think he wants that opportunity with the Jets? And Kyler Murray is trying to resurrect his career. Do you think he wants that opportunity with the Jets? Listen, I don't love the Geno Smith pickup, but the more I think about it, what else was out there for the Jets? They are in a really tough situation. This is not a great situation for them to be in. As for the Kyler Murray thing, it's shocking to me that he's going to end up being with the Vikings. And it does make me feel better about my evaluation skills, if you want to go deep, because I never saw it when I watched him in college. I just didn't see J.J. McCarthy being all that great. So if they do end up getting Kyler Murray, then O'Connell is going all in on Kyler Murray. J.J. McCarthy is going to be on the bench. So O'Connell has seen enough of J.J. McCarthy that I'm not moving forward with this guy. And Kyler Murray, if he learns to put down the video games and really study, he's got a great offensive mind now that's going to be tutoring him. Again, I never saw it with J.J. McCarthy. And also, Mateo, you talk about Ty Simpson. The guy has hardly played in college. That's the guy you want to get. There's no way that you would use the second pick on him. There's just no way. It doesn't make any sense to do that. So the Jets are in a tough spot. They really are. So they're hoping that they get decent quarterback play. And when you say been there and done that, in all fairness to Geno Smith, this is not the Geno Smith that was with the Jets. He has become a better quarterback. 35 years old. He's had some success. He's made a lot of money. He's got a good arm. Throws too many interceptions. I get all of that. And I get why people want more. What I don't understand is that there are actually some Jet fans out there that talk about it and go, well, it's a process. It's a process. You haven't been a 500 team in 10 years. You haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. This is in the NFL. Everybody falls into a playoff spot every now and then. The patience that some fans have. Now, I'm not saying give up on your team, but to talk about having you got to have patience. Patience. How patient do you have to be? And if you're an older fan, I mean, really, you're buying green bananas that you really want to wait again? They're not making the playoffs this year. And the number of wins that they have is going to dictate whether or not you go forward with Aaron Glenn. That's why he wants a Geno Smith in there, and maybe Carson Wentz is the backup. And he wants Frank Reich to coaching him up. And they want to win 6 or 7 games. They win 7 games, 6 games, I think Glenn keeps his job. And they show that they're a cohesive team, which they did not show last year. You can talk all you want about Glenn. He did not coach well. The only thing that was good about the Jets last year was their special teams. And, of course, then they let their kicker go. Right? So Nick Folk signed somewhere else. That was the only thing good about the Jets last year. Their defense was awful. Their offense was indescribably bad. Indescribably bad. Patience. And again, if you save Aaron Glenn's job, right, then you don't get one of the big quarterbacks. I don't care how many draft picks you have, because if the team that's drafting number 1 wants that guy, you could offer them 8 first-round draft picks, because everybody in the NFL knows as the quarterback goes, so go you. So it's got to work out with the quarterback. And I keep going back to this one thing. How about the Giants desperately trying to trade with the Patriots to get Drake May? And you know what the Patriots said? Now we're good. Because they wanted Drake May. So it doesn't matter how much draft capital that you offer them. They see a great quarterback, they're going to take him. So either you finish with the worst record and you have the number one, or if you finish with 6 wins and you're the 8th pick, you really think you're going to move up to the number 1 spot? Let's go to Joe in West Harrison. Joe.
Hey, Mike, how are you today, buddy?
Good. What's going on, man?
I'm so on board with you with the Jets, and I mean, you win that game, well, you'd have the number 1 if you believe in Mendoza. The only thing I like about what the Jets were doing, and I'm not a fan of Aaron Glenn at all, is at least they're loading up the defensive talent, and they're going to let him focus on that more. With Frank Reich, you got another experienced head coach. That's about all I'm optimistic about. But you make a great point. No matter what draft capital you have, they're not going to trade you. If that's the quarterback they want, that's the most important position, they're not going to give it up. All great points,
And I guess the only hope that they have, Joe, is that there are a number of quarterbacks would be good. I mean, we don't know if it's just Arch Manning or not. Could be a lot of quarterbacks. Maybe Dante Moore continues to progress and has a great season at Oregon. Maybe another quarter. I mean, did anybody think that Fernando Mendoza at the beginning of this college football season was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft? Players show themselves. They establish themselves. They will dictate where they're going to be picked. So everybody's saying right now, well, Arch Manning, no, that's that's the guy that everybody's going to want. Well, all I know is we had Paul Feinbaum on every single week during the college football season, and he thought the world of Arch Manning going into the college football season. And at the beginning of the year, he was awful. The first game against Ohio State, he was awful. He got a little bit better as the season went on, and then got decent toward the end. Would he be the first pick if he came out of college? Would he be the first pick over Mendoza? I don't know. So everybody's like, let's tank for Arch. Well, let's see what Arch Manning does this year with Texas. Let's see. Does he start off badly again? And then all of a sudden he falls out of favor. And maybe it's another quarterback that comes up. But the Jets, again, they're in that unbelievable purgatory. What do we do? What's important? We got to win games. If you're the head coach, the most important thing is to win games. And if you win games, then you're not going to get the quarterback of the future. And Geno Smith is not the quarterback of the future. He's 35 years old. That's why they're between the proverbial rock and the hard place. Rock and a hard place. Not easy. Not easy being a Jet fan. It's not. I want to talk to you guys. 1-800-919-3776. We'll come back. We'll talk more about the Knicks' performance last night and the road ahead for them. So I want you to stay tuned for that. And we're opening up the phone lines for you, 1-800-919-3776. Hey, right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tournament long. From game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. So visit FanDuel.com/local to sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. This ain't optimum 5, but price is still alive. 25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Get Optimum famously fast fiber internet. Optimum.com/25 for 5. Or call 8884-OPTIMUM. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Prizes, flyaways, even
Cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
March is here and the madness is underway. Schweppes offers above-the-rim refreshment and is proud to sponsor the Big East Conference. Take a break from the action with a Schweppes seltzer. Enjoy 7 refreshing flavors such as black cherry, lemon lime, cranberry lime, and strawberry mango. Each Schweppes seltzer flavor provides a perfect touch for any occasion. Schweppes, a sparkling tradition since 1783 and the perfect way to elevate your everyday refreshment. Stop by your local food bazaar to get your favorite Schweppes seltzer for a slam dunk experience.
Discover where your future can take you at SUNY Canton Spring Open House on Saturday, April 25th. Explore exciting new programs like data science and analytics and cybersecurity designed to prepare you for today's most in-demand careers. Tour campus, meet faculty, connect with current students, and sit down with financial aid representatives. Plus, attendees can enter for a chance to win a scholarship. For registration details and information about courtesy bus trips from New York, email admissions@canton.edu. SUNY Canton, your future starts here.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
See Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live from the Irish exit at Moynihan Train Hall tomorrow before the semifinal round of the Big East tournament. Stop by before heading into the Garden or before your commute home. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live from the Irish exit at Moynihan Train Hall starting at 3 p.m. That's tomorrow, just steps away from Madison Square Garden and Penn Station. Brought to you by Schweppes, above the rim refreshment. Feel the madness and refresh your game with a Schweppes seltzer or Schweppes ginger ale. And Sam Adams and Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea, available at Jack Doyle's and John Sullivan's. You must be 21 or older to purchase. Please, please, please drink responsibly. You know, the Knicks are like the girl that you're dating, and you like her, but you don't know if she's the one. You're just not sure. Like, there's some days that you go out and you go, well, this is perfect. She's got everything. She's smart. She's beautiful. She's funny. And then you go out another time and you think, you know, she drinks too much. She has, you know, underarm odor, stuff like that. So you just don't know whether you're going to really fall for her, that she's the one. Because lately the Knicks have underarm odor. They're not the one. But you know that within that odor, there's a great, great match. So I said this over, and I said at the beginning of the show as well. The Knicks can win the NBA title this year. They've got the talent to do it. And the Knicks could get eliminated in the first or second round. That's how inconsistent they are. If you watch the first half against Utah, I mean, if you were a little nauseous, you might have hurled. I mean, the first quarter was an embarrassment. It might have been the worst first quarter they played all year. I don't get it. They gave up 41 points to a team that's not trying to win in the first quarter. They were down by 15 after 12 minutes. Utah got fined $500,000 by the NBA because they're not trying to win. And you couldn't stop them from banging home 3 after 3 after 3. You looked a step slow. You looked disinterested. And that I can't accept. You're not all that. You have no rings jangling in your pocket. You can't just mail in performances. And coming off the last 2 performances in L.A., the Lakers and the Clippers, to come out like that, the word came, they played much better in the second half. And when you look at the final score, they won by 17. Covered the spread. But they had to be yelled at halftime. Why? Why did they have to be yelled at? Why wouldn't they know you've got to play hard? Did they think they could just phone it in because Utah's terrible? Maybe they did. And then they had a rude awakening. Let's go to Rich in Vegas. Rich.
Hey, how's it going, Michael?
Good. How are you?
Good. So me and my pops, we took a short hour flight. We were actually there for the Knicks and Jazz game yesterday. Before I get into the Knicks point, I will say, for a team that has 20 wins, I mean, man, that Jazz fan base shows up and shows out, so I'll give them props for that. But to the game, the first half nearly threw up in the popcorn bucket. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, especially the first quarter. I mean, what I noticed a lot is a lot of our action sets are just so random. I mean, Jalen and Kat ran into each other almost 5 times on just pick and rolls. Jordan Clarkson absolutely stepped up. The second half, that's a Knicks team that we should look and how we should play against bad teams. The first half, we came out sluggish, and me and my pops talked about it. You do that against the Pistons, the Cavs, the Celtics, you're going to be buried like we have this year. So we have to wake up. I mean, Mike Breen did say after the game, you can't get too high, too low, and I understand that, but the problem is we still don't have an identity. That's where I'm kind of lost in the scenario. Yeah. I do think that it's undervalued how important Deuce McBride is, though. I think if we had him, I mean, you could say it's about a lot of teams and players, but his impact is felt. Him not being there is felt. So that's kind of where I'm at with them right now.
Well, I mean, but we have to be nervous about that, Rich, because if he comes back, he's going to come back right as the playoffs begin. So how sharp is he going to be? Yeah, he's a weapon, and it's turned into not a reliable three-point shooter, a really good three-point shooter. And he's a legitimate backup point guard. And Alvarado's been in a little bit of a slump. I think that's part of the problem, too. Alvarado has not played as well as he has played earlier. And while he has struggled, that's been a big part of the Knicks' struggle as well. The first half was inexcusable. If they could do it wrong, they did it wrong. And I agree with what Mike Breen said. You can't get too high and too low, but now we're getting close to the finish line. So you're evaluating, what is this team about right now? So it's not like a game in December where they laid an egg. They should not be laying eggs right now. They should be a team that's, kind of honing its craft, working around the edges, the margins, getting better at the margins. I still don't think that they've totally figured out what kind of offense they are. I don't know why I said offense like that, but I don't know if they know what their identity is. And it's scary. I mean, it is March 12th. Things begin for real next month. Is there a Knicks fan out there right now that feels great about this team? Because, you shouldn't go up and down, but that's what sports is about. You do go up and down. And it's not just the fans that are going up and down. Guess what? The Knicks are up and down. Have the Knicks given us any reason to be consistently optimistic? There are games that they play, you go, wow. And one of those wow games was in Denver. And since that game when they won by 39 points over the Nuggets, they've been awful. The 2 losses to the LA teams and then a first half to be embarrassed about last night against a dreadful team, against a team that doesn't want to win. Again, repeat that. They don't want to win. And they scored 41 points in the first quarter. Let's go to Justin in Tom's River. Justin.
Hey, Michael. Thank you, as always, for taking my phone call. You know, me and you are in exact lockstep with the Jets. You know, I'm 38 years old, Michael. The last time this team made the playoffs, I was barely able to have a legal drink. And the last time this team won the division, I was a freshman in high school. It's pathetic. And the problem, obviously, is ownership. And the problem, again, Michael, I'm not one for firing people, especially after 1 year. But the problem is Aaron Glenn and the trajectory of the organization are going in totally different directions. Glenn is trying to save his job while Muji is actually doing a decent job trying to construct a roster. That's obviously a process. So I think they should have parted with him at the end of the year. And when it comes to a process with this team, my patience is done with this team. And also, you know, a lot of the fan base saying with Arch Manning, there's no guarantee that the Manning family would even let him come here. Michael, if that was your son, would you want him drafted by the Jets? He's going to pull an Eli and say, trade me, and that's exactly what's going to happen, and the Jets are going to be in the same exact predicament they've been in without a quarterback. Honestly, at this point, unless they get lucky in the draft, it's going to be repeating itself over and over again until Woody Johnson sells the team, and that's probably not going to happen either. Even with Geno Smith, they had to trade for him. They knew he was going to be released. That's the state of the Jets. And until this point, the organization is just dysfunctional, and I don't know if there is fixing it, Michael, unless the Jets get lucky.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry for all the things you've got. You're a young man, and you haven't had much joy out of your team, but I was not on board getting rid of Glenn after 1 year. I've always been against that. It's the height of ineptitude by an organization to pick a guy, to give him all that responsibility, to let him hire all those coaches and put all that money into those coaches, and then get rid of him after 1 year. I mean, it's an admittance that you're adult. You don't know what you're doing. I mean, they had a lot of people that they interviewed. People, you could say, nobody wants a Jet job. Anybody who wants to be a coach wants an NFL job. I don't care if it's in Timbuktu or it's the New York Jets. They want that job. And Aaron Glenn really wanted that job. Did he distinguish himself this year? No, he didn't. He was awful. They weren't disciplined. They didn't look good. There's nothing they did well other than special teams. But I would not have fired him after 1 year. I would not. But I understand what you're saying, though, because now that puts them in the unenviable situation of having to win games to keep his job. And if you win enough games to keep his job, then you're not getting that quarterback. And as for Arch Manning, remember, Archie was the one who did the power play with Eli. This is not Archie's kid. This is Archie's grandson. All right? This is Cooper's kid. And from everything I hear, that he probably wouldn't do that. And the great players have confidence that they're going to do it wherever they're put. I don't know why Eli didn't want to play in San Diego. San Diego turned out to be a pretty good team during that time. Maybe they would have been good with Eli as well. Maybe the family wanted Eli in New York to realize all the off-the-field opportunities and stuff like that, and it kind of played perfectly for them. Eli's now a media sensation, and he has 2 Super Bowls. So they did the right thing. But you can't think like that because, Peyton Manning, he could have come out and been the first draft pick, but Bill Parcells never guaranteed him that he would. So he stayed in, and then he ends up with the Colts. But I'll tell you what, if I take Arch Manning and he refuses to sign, then he's going to rot. I'm not trading him anywhere. I remember what Ernie Accorsi said when the Baltimore Colts took John Elway, and he wasn't going to play. He said he's going to play baseball instead. And Ernie Accorsi told them, do not trade him. He's not a good baseball player. I know a lot of scouts in baseball. He'll never make it professionally. Let's hold on to him. And they ended up trading him. Sometimes you have to hold your ground. You have to hold your ground and say, you're not going anywhere. You're playing for the Jets. You're not playing for anybody. Eric in Long Beach. Eric.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the call.
You got it.
Whatever. I'm 50 years old. Whatever. I'm a Jets fan. Been through it all. Whatever. I have to say, if you were evaluating the Jets and if they were self-evaluating, they would say to themselves, what is the only thing we really have going for us right now? What's our biggest strength? And you'd have to say it's draft capital, right? In the next 2 years, like that's the bright spot for them. The only way to make that not a strength is by trying to win games next year. I know players want to win. I know you can't tell a player to not win and all that stuff. But I think the organization, if they had any bit of self-awareness, they would realize every Jet fan would be okay with losing for one more year if it means that we have some optimism after that. Going 7-9 or 7-10 or 6-11 does nothing for us except negate the only positive thing we have going on. So,
but the interesting thing, though, Eric, you can still do that if you tell Aaron Glenn, the job is yours for year 3, no matter what happens. But are they going to do that? I have no idea. Aaron Glenn's coaching for his professional coaching life. Now, he'll get a job as a defensive coordinator again, but if he falls on his face again this year and they fire him, he's not getting another head coaching job ever again. So they have to articulate it to him. Eric, they have to say to him, listen, the best thing for this team to do is to lose. And you'll still keep your job. But I think Jet fans would riot if he kept his job.
Listen, if they told him that, and that was the indication to the Jet fans that, hey, we are all about 2027, at least there's a direction, at least there's a focus. But you have two competing narratives. Aaron Glenn needs to coach for his job. We also need a strong draft in 2027. Those are competing with each other, and I would choose every single time a brighter future with the draft than Aaron Glenn fighting for his job. I don't care about that. I want 10 years of success. I don't want 1 year of half success with Aaron Glenn.
Well, but Eric, you sound like a really good fan, but I would say this. The high draft pick means nothing. They took Zach Wilson with the 2nd pick. You know, it didn't work with Sam Darnold. I mean, Mark Sanchez. High picks don't guarantee that you're going to get it right. This team does not get it right.
Listen, you're right. And it's an organizational problem. We haven't done anything with our high draft picks. That being said, does that mean you don't want the high draft picks? No.
No, you want them. You're right. You want them.
Just because you made a mistake 10 times in a row doesn't mean you're going to, just say, hey, there's no chance we're ever going to draft right. You still have to give yourself the best opportunity. And that's with using those draft picks in the highest position you can, not drafting 15th.
No, it's well said. It's well said, but I keep repeating this, and I don't want to sound like a broken record or a broken MP3, I guess would be the way to say it now. But they're in a bad spot. They're in a bad spot. If not for a Nick Folk field goal, they would have the number 1 pick. But is Fernando Mendoza the answer? Again, we had on Dan Orlovsky, and he said, I don't look at him as a number 1 pick in the draft. I just don't. He says he's not your prototypical guy like the previous number 1s. But the Raiders, they're probably going to take him. So even if they got the number 1, would Fernando Mendoza change the way you think about the Jets? Maybe you'd feel better about, well, we're moving forward. This is our guy for the future. And then if he falls on his face, he falls on his face. But they don't have hope right now. You're bringing in a 35-year-old guy who got knocked out the last time because he didn't pay a debt to his teammate. Then has gone in other places and performed well. But I don't. It's desperate right now for the Jets. It really is. And then when you hear what Wink Martindale said, that Aaron Glenn didn't, the decision to who the defensive coordinator is going to be was taken out of Aaron Glenn's hands. This is Martindale saying that to Pat Leonard on the podcast. Well, that means that it was Woody. And I've defended an owner that wants to be involved because that's why you own the team. You don't. You for the most part, you don't own these teams to make money. You end up making money, but you own them to have fun, to be involved. But he has proven time and again, every time he's involved, he messes it up. Firing Robert Saleh 2 years ago after 5 games was lunacy. And you bring in a guy who was a terrible head coach. Didn't even coach, Jeff Ulbrich. Everything that Woody has touched has not worked out. And I'm sure Woody was definitely behind Aaron Glenn getting the job. That's why I didn't fire Aaron Glenn after 1 year, because how would it make him look? But you shouldn't. If you're the owner of a team, you get involved with stuff that you think that you could actually make a difference in. Woody Johnson would not, and I'm not trying to be pejorative toward him, he would not, under any circumstance in this world, know a good defensive coordinator from a bad one. Not at all. And according to Wink Martindale, the decision was taken out of Aaron Glenn's hands. He went on to say, I'm going to leave it at that. Well, whose hands was it in? It wasn't in Mushi's hands. So it was in the owner's hands, or maybe the owner's son. I don't know. But Woody Johnson should not be picking the coordinator. He would know a good coordinator from a bad one. Jet fans, man, I feel for you. I really do. I wish that Yankee fans sometimes would take a step back because they're complaining that they haven't won a World Series since 2009, which is a legitimate complaint. But every single year, you have a chance to win the World Series for the most part. Every single year you're in the playoffs. Jet fans, no hope. They don't even get a 500 record in 10 years. They have not been in the playoffs for 15 years. That's a fan base that is aggrieved. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they invest their time and their emotions in this team. We'll come back, finish it up with more of your phone calls. Then it's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Hey, it's Michael K., and I love when I get to talk about my friends at PC Richard & Son. I love them. It's a local company, family-owned, and I trust them, and you should too. Right now, get tax season savings, up to 35% off select categories, plus save an additional 8.875% off hundreds of items throughout the store. And in-home delivery, it's free, baby. Great savings, great service. It's what they do. Get tax season savings at PC Richard & Son today. Some exclusions apply. Free delivery on mattresses $399 and up. Excludes Manhattan.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils protect their home ice, Viking Pest Control protects your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. As the pest control provider and proud partner in the New Jersey Devils, Viking brings 45 years of trusted experience and expert service to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, and even mosquitoes out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control and mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
The NBA moves fast, and the stars move faster. With DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're never a step behind. DraftKings keeps pace with every play, offering industry-leading live betting, dynamic odds that shift as the game unfolds, and more open markets more often. They're live when others aren't, so you're always in the game when it matters most. Get in on the action with live player props as the most exciting performances unfold in real time. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. That's code WHSQ. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problems gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
It's DiPietro and Rothenberg's Pickleball Madness. Friday, March 20th at Pickleball Heaven in Medford, Long Island. Come out and watch them play, dominate, or be humbled.
Meet Rick DiPietro and see his hot, sexy body and play pickleball with him. Get to play, pickleball with Rick and Dave, and it's going to be great.
The show starts at 6 a.m., followed by pickleball at 10 a.m. and a tournament watch party at noon. Come out and see the guys. Enjoy the pickleball and college hoops action. Entry is free and open to the public. Brought to you by Pickleball Heaven. We'll see you there.
Well, Team Italy, right? They have advanced out of Pool B with the United States. And Francisco Cervelli is the manager. Jorge Posada is his bench coach. And he said something like, when Team Italy shows up at a game, they get off the bus, they're all dressed up. They have jackets and ties on. And Francisco, said he learned that from Joe Torre. That you have to look the part. If you want to play well, you have to look good, and you have to exude that confidence. You're representing, in this case, you're representing a country, and he wants his guys to be dressed up. And I think it's great. I really do. Because if you look at professional teams now, because of the health and science guys who feel that it's most important that these guys are very comfortable on the plane and on the bus, and that they should wear sweatsuits, anything that makes them comfortable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. George Steinbrenner wanted every single one of his guys in a jacket and tie. Because you're representing the Yankees. And now teams throughout professional sports, that's not the way they travel anymore. They travel because the health and science guys insist that the players must be comfortable at all costs. And there's no way to be comfortable if you're sitting in a jacket and tie on a plane. But Francisco Cervelli was brought up in a different time. And he doesn't have a health and science consortium dictating to him what his team should do. So he has them dress up. And they're all good with it. And I think that's a nice throwback. I think it's great. I really do. I think it's great. Let's go to Camilo in New Rochelle. Camilo.
Hey, Michael. How you doing? Big fan.
Thanks,
Long
man.
time. Always tried to get through. Finally got through today, so very excited.
Welcome aboard, man.
And I want to give some Jets optimism.
All right, I want to hear this. I want to hear you spin it, Camilo.
I've been a Jet fan obviously my whole life, and they
How old are you?
Obviously, make it very. I'm 33.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously they make it very easy to be negative.
Yes.
But I do see some of the moves that Darren Muji's making, and I like them. They have a lot of draft capital. I think they've shored up the defensive line. I'm rooting for Glenn. I don't want to be in a coaching search constantly like how we always have been. And I see what the Colts are doing, and I think there's a world where the Jets could be, win 6 to 8 games. Nothing's crazy, but they could still have a top 5 pick because I'm looking at the Colts roster, and nothing over there is impressive. Daniel Jones off the Achilles injury. We've seen how that's looked with recent quarterbacks. They haven't performed so well. And there's a world where we have the Colts pick, and it's a top 5 pick, and we're kind of solid, and we're bringing in a quarterback into an infrastructure that finally seems somewhat stable.
Well, you're a very positive guy because I don't look at the Colts and think that they're going to be like a 4-win team because, they just gave Daniel Jones $50 million for this upcoming season. So they know his medicals and they expect him to play. And that's a pretty good team. When he was playing last year, they were a really, really good team. So even if they're the 5th pick, what I'm trying to say, unless you are the number 1 pick, you do not command the room. Because even if you have 3 picks that you're willing to trade for that number 1, if that number 1 is so exalted and highly thought of, you know what? That team's not giving them up. They're just not. And I don't think the Jets are bad enough to win 2 or 3 games again. And Aaron Glenn knows that if they win 2 or 3 games again, he's done. So they're going to put everything into winning 6 to 7 so he keeps his job. And I agree with Muji. I like what Muji's done. He's impressed me. He really has. He's made some savvy moves. He's gotten draft capital, moved some players off the team. I like it. I think he's moved ahead of Aaron Glenn because I think Aaron Glenn was his alpha when it all started. I think it's flipped now where Muji has the power because Muji has shown that he's done a good job and Aaron Glenn last year did not. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg coming up in just a moment. We'll talk to you again tomorrow at 1. You know what Friday is, right? You do know that, right? It's Free-for-All Friday, where you get to co-host. We talk about whatever you want, anything you want. You want to talk about Sidney Sweeney? We'll do about 20 minutes on that. You want to talk about the Jets? We'll do that. It's all you tomorrow. Free Friday. Free-for-All Friday. Can't wait for it. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg coming up in just a moment. In the words of Billy Joel, life is a series of hellos and goodbyes. I'm afraid it's time for a goodbye again. See everybody. Talk to you tomorrow at 1.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your